Kohen Wiley, 1-year-old, shot. His mother raised him up to show police he was there. They shot him anyway.
Family is heartbroken after 1-year-old Kohen Wiley was shot and killed during an officer-involved shooting at the Walmart on US 51 Sunday afternoon. According to NBI investigators, the incident involved Senatobia police officers and the Tate County Sheriff's Office. The NBI says law enforcement officers were responding to a shoplifting call. When officers arrived, they, quote, encountered 2 subjects and a juvenile child fleeing the store. Police say when they attempted to stop the vehicle, the driver drove in the direction of the officers, almost striking one. That's when an officer, quote, discharged their weapon before the vehicle fled at the scene.
It didn't have to happen this way. It could have been handled differently.
Nicole Wiley, a relative of those involved in the incident, says she doesn't understand how a shoplifting call could lead to a child being shot and a woman in critical condition that she believes was over diapers.
A Senatobia, Mississippi policeman shot, open fire in a public setting over allegedly some Pampers.
After the shooting, authorities say the driver, along with the child's mother and the child, came to the local hospital where 1-year-old Kohen Wiley was pronounced dead and another individual had critical injuries.
I'm just lost for words, to be honest.
Everybody held accountable.
Someone need to be held accountable for it. It's just not right.
While this family grieves the loss of little Kohen Wiley, they tell me getting justice for the little boy is a top priority.
Everything and everybody that was involved need to be held accountable. I'm not giving up until I get justice. It's a must.
Now, this investigation is ongoing and it's currently being conducted by the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. Now, the Senatobia Police Department also released a statement saying, in part, quote, "We are committed to full transparency. As the investigation progresses and facts are verified, we will share as much information as possible," end quote.
First thing I want to say is that this is not a debate. I'm seeing people debate this online. There is no debate to be had. We have a 1-year-old shot by the police. This officer should not be employed. This officer should be brought up on charges. If any of this rings true, it's open and shut for me. He was a 1-year-old. He had no agenda. He had no political party. The only thing he had was his skin color. The alleged crime was diapers. Doesn't make sense to me at all. Now, if they had held up the Walmart with guns, shot a couple people, took the safe and ran out the door, jumped in the car, armed, maybe then I'd understand. That's not what happened. No one's even saying that's what happened. Shame on people trying to make that the scenario, the narrative, in order to give the police cover on this one. There's no cover for this. This is unacceptable. In no way can you justify shooting a 1-year-old. Here's what we know for the facts. The police saw the 3 people get into the car. They saw the mother, they saw the friend, and they saw the friend with the baby. They saw a baby, they saw a mother, and they saw a friend. They saw 3 people get into a car. They did not see a gun get into that car. They saw 3 people get into that car. One of them, a 1-year-old. They shot anyway. I'm sorry, there's one thing they also saw that I want to point out here that they saw. They saw that the 3 people were black. They saw that, didn't they? And I think that has something to do with the actions that took place after the 3 people got into that car. I'm looking up stories. I can't find a single story where the officers, Senatobia officers, shot into a car of 3 white folks and 1 white baby. I haven't seen it. I'm looking. If you find that story, send that to me. Until then, shh. You don't get to tell me what it's like being black. So the question is not whether they knew or not. The question is, why'd they fire anyway? One of the most disturbing things about this story is that Cyrus Carmack-Belton was 14 years old and he was just shot and killed by an Asian store owner outside the store. Shot in the back, killed. Why? He said he took something that he didn't take. Now we have a baby shot as well outside of the store for some diapers the mom said she paid for. And in both cases, both of the people are black. And in both cases, the value of their lives is a box of diapers that were paid for and some water that was not taken. And you want to tell me to calm down. You want to tell me don't play the race card. Once you stop loading the deck, once you stop cheating in the game, then I'll stop calling it out. Until then, we're going to be calling it out. The pattern here is obvious. This pattern is not a conspiracy theory. This is reality. This is what happened. And just like with Cyrus Carmack-Belton, there goes this fantastical story people need to tell themselves. I'm sure the cop will come up with an excuse. Maybe the cop will say the baby was armed and flashed a gun at him as the baby was sucking their thumb in the car seat or whatever. Instead of taking the word from the police, let's listen to the mother of Kohen Wiley. She was there.
Valicia Wiley says that she was at Walmart with a friend and baby Kohen, and when they walked out of the store, she says her friend was approached by police. From there, she describes how the situation escalated.
But they tried to say that she forcefully was trying to drive and hit them, but they was all on the right side, and she was driving towards the left. They just personally just shot in the car.
Valicia Wiley is speaking out for the first time just days after her 1-year-old son, Kohen, was killed by a police officer in Senatobia Sunday. The mother says she was walking out of Walmart with a friend and baby Kohen when Wiley's friend was reportedly approached by police.
They tried to stop her, but I kept walking because it had nothing to do with me. By the time me and my baby got in the car, she came, and then when we was backing up, they was running out the come. I raised my baby up because they withdrew their gun. She had no tent.
Wiley alleges 3 to 4 shots were fired, with at least one of the bullets hitting baby Kohen and at least 2 hitting the driver. Kohen's mother says they then drove to the hospital, where her 1-year-old boy unfortunately died from his injuries. Senatobia police allege that officers attempted to stop the car multiple times, but the driver refused and reportedly drove into an officer's direction, which resulted in the shots being fired.
But they tried to say that she forcefully was trying to drive and hit them, but they was all on the right side, and she was driving towards the left. They just personally just shot in the car. They ain't charged me with nothing. They just let me go. They didn't say nothing.
Protesters have been outside the Walmart. Obviously, this has been something that's pulled the community outdoors, and they're very much enraged about what took place. They're looking for answers from Walmart, answers from the police. It's amazing. This is the same Walmart that we had a DEI boycott on. And the same Walmart that Jay-Z just inked a deal with. Funny how karma comes back, Jay-Z. Still think that was a good idea? They're calling police over diapers, resulting in the death of a 1-year-old. I'm sitting here wondering how this mother is able to give this conversation after just losing her child. I'm also wondering just how big would a lawsuit be against Walmart? It's going to be pretty big. They might not be able to do that deal with you, Jay-Z, after this. They knew that baby was in the car. The state says they knew. They fired anyway. Case closed, face closed. Is there anything that can be said after that? There will always be people that want to point at the mother. They want to point at this black mother and make it her fault. The police are trained for a reason. I'm pretty sure shooting unarmed people in cars and killing babies is not in the training handbook. So as you defend this, because why? Well, it's a black mom, gotta go after her, gotta attack her, it's in the conservative playbook. Look up for me and find it in the regulations of law enforcement where they justify shooting into unarmed vehicles or vehicles with unarmed people while babies are present. Look that part up for me there, Skipper, because I'd love to see that statute or that policy. They gassed protesters outside the Walmart because the protesters were upset and weren't ready to go. That's a good idea. Way to build on that community trust. Way to show accountability for killing a baby. I love it. Gas the protesters. You need to go gas that police station. His mother was not driving. She raised up the baby to show you, hey, whoa, there's a baby in the car. What else is she supposed to do? Dive out the window? Whatever the issue you had with the driver, this was a passenger with the baby. You're going to justify that, aren't you? Administrative leave. That's what a 1-year-old's life is worth. A break. A few days ago, barbecuing. Go fishing. Paid leave, I'm sure. If shooting a 1-year-old gets you a suspension, what does it take to be fired? Blowing up the Capitol? Walmart called the police. Remember that next time Walmart asks you for your money. We need to put our foot down on these corporations. We must demand better treatment. And we got to hold them accountable. I want it to be known I've had issues with Benjamin Crump recently. But this is so much bigger than those issues. I'm with them all the way on this. Justice for Kohen Wiley. Let me know what you think in the description box below. Comment, leave your comments. I will be responding to comments. But anybody blaming this 1-year-old gets blocked immediately. Anyone saying any derogatory comments about that baby gets blocked, and I will not unblock you. Happy Juneteenth. All right, so I got a newsletter that I'm putting out every week. I've been doing this for a minute. Get the Tim Black Show official newsletter. All you got to do to get it is go to timblacktv.com. You'll see my contact form. In the subject, put newsletter. Get my weekly updates, free giveaways, and digital downloads. Go to timblacktv.com and contact. You'll see the tab for contact. There's a form. Put your name in the form, your email address, I should say. Your email address, fill out the form, put your email address, and that gives me permission to send you the form or send you the newsletter, and I will do that.